Every car guy dreams of that perfect barn find. You know, lifting up that old dusty tarp and discovering a $1 million classic just sitting there. Well, folks, today we're diving into the 10 most incredible barn finds ever discovered. And trust me, these aren't your average dusty Mustangs. We're talking about cars so rare that most people thought they were lost forever. From a Shelby Cobra that spent 40 years behind a pile of hay bales to a Ferrari worth more than most people's retirement accounts, these are the ultimate holy grail discoveries. Just wait until you see number 3. It's a piece of Detroit muscle that historians thought was crushed back in 1964. Even Barrett-Jackson's experts couldn't believe this one existed. Number 10, 1969, Dodge Charger Daytonales kick things off with a piece of pure American muscle that'll get your heart racing. Picture this, Alabama, 2015. A good old boy is checking out an old barn for his buddy, expecting to find some rusty farm equipment. Instead, he spots something that looks like a spaceship, a Dodge Daytona wing poking out from under a pile of blankets. This wasn't just any Daytona, it was one of 503 ever built, still wearing its original R4 Charger red paint. The 440 Magnum engine hadn't turned over since 1979, but everything was there, right down to the factory broadcast sheet stuck to the gas tank. The previous owner, a retired NAS, CAR mechanic, parked it when gas prices got too high and just forgot about it. Price when new, $3,993. The value today, $750,000. Now that's what we call return on investment. Number 9, 1957, Plymouth Belvedere time capsule hairs, one that'll blow your mind. In 1957, the good people of Tulsa, Oklahoma, buried a brand new Plymouth Belvedere as a time capsule. 50 years later, in 2007, they dug it up expecting to find a perfectly preserved piece of American history. What they got instead was, well, let's just say water and classic cars don't mix. This particular Belvedere came with the optional 318 cubic inch V8 pushing 290 horsepower through a push-button power-flight transmission. But what makes this story incredible isn't just the car. It's what they found inside the sealed package in the trunk gas cards from 1957, an American flag and a case of Schlitz beer that probably tastes better than the day it was brewed. Number 8, 1966, Shelby Cobra, 427. Now we're talking serious money? This Cobra was found in 2015 in a North Carolina barn covered in dust and chicken dropping. The owner had passed away and his family thought it was just some old car kid boy. Were they in for a surprise? CES X3042 still had its original 427 side Euler V8 aluminum body and even the original bill of sale signed by Old Scheel himself. The engine hadn't run since 1974, but these cars were built so well that after some fresh gas and a new battery, that big block Ford roared to life like it was 1966 all over again. Number 7, 1970 Plymouth Superbird. Here's a wing car that'll make any NASCAR fan's knees weak. Found in a Kansas barn in 2019 and buried under 30 years of dust and old magazines, the story goes that a dealer ordered it back in 1970 but couldn't sell it. Believe it or not, these cars were hard to move back then and were stashed away when insurance got too expensive. This bird came with the Holy Grail power plant, the 426 Hemi-making 425 horsepower with numbers matching original Tor red paint. Get this, only 5,500 miles on the clock, and the factory plastic was still on the seats. The build sheet was still taped to the gas tank, proving this was one of only 58 Hemi Superbirds built with a 4-speed. Original price, $4,298. Current value, $1.3 million. Not bad for something that couldn't get sold back in 1970. Number 6, 1963. Corvette split window. Here's something every Chevy guy dreams about finding. This '63 split window showed up in a Tennessee tobacco barn where it had been sitting since 1974. The owner bought it from the original owner for $3,000, drove it for a year, and then parked it when the fuel crisis hit. Under that iconic hood sits the legendary 327 V8, making 360 horsepower serious power back in '63. All numbers matching Riverside red, with black interior and 4-speed manual. It's like someone ordered it straight out of a collector's dream book. The best part? The guy who found it was just looking for old farm equipment and almost missed the car completely until his flashlight caught those split windows. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Number 5, 1967, Shelby GT 500 Little Red Folks. This is the automotive equivalent of Finding Jimmy Hoffa. Little Red was Carroll Shelby's personal test car used to develop the GT 500 before it went into production. Everyone thought it had been crushed. Even Shelby himself couldn't track it down. Then, in 2018, a guy named Craig Jackson, that Craig Jackson from Barrett-Jackson, gets a tip about a weird-looking Mustang in a Texas field. This wasn't just any GT 500. It was the prototype featuring experimental parts, including a factory-installed supercharger. The original engine was there, a 428 Police Interceptor making. Who knows how much horsepower because Shelby never officially rated it. Number 4, 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. Hold onto your hats, muscle car fans. In 2020, some lucky son of a gun in rural Wisconsin stumbled across one of the holy grails of muscle cars behind an old International Harvester tractor, one of only 12 Hemi Cuda convertibles built in '71 and one of 3 with just a 4-speed manual. The numbers will make your head spin. A 426 Hemi making 425 horsepower with Winchester gray paint, one of 1 in that color, and documentation thicker than your grandma's phone book. The original owner was a banker who got scared of insurance payments and parked it in '75, a smart guy who kept it climate controlled and started it every month until he passed away in '19. Original sticker price $5,400, current value $4.5 million. Now that's what I call a retirement plan. Number 3, 1969 Boss 429 Mustang Hares 1. That'll get the Ford guys excited. Found in an old body shop in Georgia and covered by drop cloths and old parts catalogs, this wasn't just any Boss 429. It was number 67 out of 859 builds in '69, and it still had the original plastic covers on the seats. The massive under-the-hood monster Ford's answer to the Hemi made a conservative 375 horsepower. We all know these engines made way more than advertised. Raven black with black interior, 4-speed close-ratio transmission, and every piece of original paperwork, including the window sticker. The kicker? The guy who found it was there to buy some old body shop equipment, but almost walked right past it until he spotted those massive hood scoops. Sometimes the car gods smile down on us. Number 2, 1966, Shelby 427 Cobra competition. Now, we're talking serious money, folks. This competition Cobra was found in Pennsylvania, where it had been sitting since 1974. The previous owner was a retired racer who got scared of its power and parked it. Can't blame him. These things were basically nuclear bombs on wheels. One of only 23 competition Cobras ever built, making 485 horsepower from that side Oiler 427, originally everything right down to the Hallebrand wheels and racing harnesses, even had its FIA papers still in the glove box. During restoration, they found Carroll Shelby's fingerprints in the original primer under the hood. Talk about provenance. Number 1, the legendary Ferrari. All right, here's the granddaddy of all barn finds. In 2014, some folks in France discovered this Ferrari in a collection of cars that had been sitting untouched for 50 years. The owner, a real eccentric, just kept buying rare cars and parking them in barns across his property. This wasn't just any Ferrari, it was one of only 37 built. Its first owner was French movie star Alain Delon. Under that long hood sits a 3-liter Colombo V12, making 240 horsepower, all original down to the tool roll, and spare spark plugs in the trunk. Found value about $2 million, fresh condition, restored value, $18.5 million, and to think it was sitting under a pile of old magazines for half a century. From Hemikudas to million-dollar Ferraris, these discoveries prove that automotive treasures are still out there, just waiting to be found. Heck, some of the best ones might be sitting in a barn right in your hometown. Makes you want to start knocking on doors, doesn't it? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep seeing America's greatest automotive treasures. Remember what my old man used to say, the best barn find is the one you haven't found yet. So keep looking, folks. Your million-dollar discovery might be just around the corner, hiding under a pile of old hay and chicken feed.